Here we go. Turn uphill. Turn uphill. Turn uphill. Let's see. E4. So I did E5 recently. I could try Sicilian. Maybe a E6 Sicilian. And it just brings the other knight out. What should I do? I guess I can bring this knight out and try and clamp down on D4. He plays it anyway. So this will transpose to a... this transposes to some other kind of Sicilian than what I usually play. I usually play the con Sicilian, and that transposes to a Taimanov. But he's playing it in an unusual way where he takes the knight. I don't think that's supposed to be that great. Let's go ahead and kick the bishop while we get the chance. Yeah, the setup where you've got E6 and C6 makes it easy to play D5 in one move. Then looks like I have pretty easy development here. He's got a check if he wants to play it with the bishop. And let's bring my dark squared bishop out and get castled. There we go. So it looks like a comfortable setup for me. And he's just going to pile up on the knight. So I should probably defend it. I don't want to take on the pawn damage this early. I have good prospects for a long game with the extra influence in the center, but I don't want to quickly go into an end game where white has passed pawn on the queen side. So I want to keep the pieces on rather than trading everything off on F6. And this bishop can develop to B7. The rook can come to an open file. Yeah, so he's starting to threaten the D pawn in a way, with the rook here looking at the bishop. Let's defend the D pawn in complete development before I kick the bishop. I'm going to kick this bishop and ask it how it plans to operate. So he switches his queen to that side. So what does that mean? I could play knight here, hitting his bishop. He trades and takes the knight. And I could take back. I don't think that's so great. Yeah, let's start with this move. See what he's going to do. Maybe he's one of these players who sacrifices. He's going to take on... yeah, he is. Okay. That can't be right, but who knows? It may be something. So there's a check here. I mean, I can play my knight to... some square. Maybe back here to H7 is better than G4, and on G4 it could get kicked again. Anyway, knight H7 and bishop G4. His knight is not easily getting into the game, so, and gets this line open for my bishop to come out and attack his queen, and also frees up this pawn to go forward so I can bring more pieces over here to defend my king. Okay, so he doesn't care. He's just going to go... Well, he's got a pin. That's true. So if I play bishop to G5 and he pins it, and I play king to H8, then he has to move the queen. He can't take because it's defended by the knight and the queen. So let's do that. Now the queen needs to move. goes there on a light square. So let's see, can bring a rook forward or bring my queen out. Maybe bringing my queen out is it's important to quickly resolve this before he builds up more tension. So let's bring the queen out and chase his queen away. Okay, so he attacks my bishop. I can take that. And then he will play, if I take that, he will play rook to h3. And then I move the bishop, but then he mates me on h7. So taking is not so great. Let's see, I can go here, harass his rook and see where it goes. Yeah, he naturally goes there. So now I can harass his queen. And let's see, I've got the checks covered. So I think finally the queen has to move. Where is it going to go? If we think about this, I go here, this queen can come here, then I will have to drop my bishop back. Well, I need to unpin in any case, so we'll just play that way. Yeah, so I can kick the queen, but unfortunately my bishop is hanging. So let's drop back here. So now I can play f5. That's what I meant by kicking the queen. I want to play f5. Also, allow me to lift my rook, defend on h7. Can bring the other rook over to defend on e6 if necessary. The queen's actually defending e6 too. I have this pawn push too. This is interesting. Pawn to d4 hits the knight and opens up the bishop on his rook. But it gives up a square for his knight to come into. But well, maybe activating this bishop is useful. It weakens the structure in the center. Oh yeah, so I won't go for that. I'm already a piece up. I'm going to look for more convincing ways to win. Okay, so he starts to bring his knight around. So let's kick the queen. Queen can't come forward. All those squares are covered. Can't go back. Can go diagonally to h3, or it can move out here to b4, I guess. b4, b5. You can go to those squares. b4 hits my bishop and looks at the rook. Might be interesting for him. Yeah, so he goes there. So let's defend the bishop. And let's see, I don't see anything so much better than that. And see what he wants to do next. For his next trick, what's he going to do? Probably rook to e1. That's what I would play here. Take a look at this bishop, which is loose there. And maybe I now want to play Maybe now I can play something like e4. Okay, now he wants to activate his queen. So he likes that idea. Let's bring the queen over here to offer a trade again. I don't think he has anywhere great to go. Yeah, he takes it. Okay. Well, let's grab a pawn. He can play rook h3, which he predictably does. And let's see, I can unpin. So where is he going? He's going after this pawn. And maybe he's going after the bishop. Let's bring a rook over to defend the pawn. And he's going for the check. That's true. So what is this? I've got a rook, 2 bishops, and a knight, and he has 2 rooks. He has 2 rooks and 1 bishop. So I have basically I have bishop and knight. I have 2 pieces for a rook, and count the pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So materially this is even, actually. So I probably shouldn't have allowed that that little knight fork there. He picked up the exchange. But in any case, here let's attack his rook. He drops back with the rook. Okay, let's attack his bishop. Going for bishop to d7. Yeah, so he goes there. Let's first play this move. Opens up some more lines for my bishop. And let's take that. Yeah, so he's going to pin that guy. I should unpin immediately because he is... he's got a check. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. He has a check. So, yeah, so if I go to f6 to defend, he brings the other rook in with check. And it chases me away from the knight, so I lose the knight. So he'd come forward, then he plays the pawn here, attacking the knight. That's too bad. Or if I defend with the bishop, he plays the pawn forward. So if I go here, let's see how this works out. He takes with check. And I'll attack his rook. I can bring his rook over to defend. He has 2 rooks hanging. That's what I saw in this position. Yeah, so he just goes there. Let's see, what can I do? Can attack his bishop. and threaten mate on the back rank. Well, maybe I got a counter tactic in. It seemed like he was having all the fun the last few moves. Okay, he's pausing to think again. There he goes. He goes after my bishop, so let's take his. See how he wants to deal with the mate threat. Okay, goes that way. So I did pick that up. So let's see. He's got some checks along the back rank here. Let's bring my king over this way to shield it a bit from all of those attacking rooks he has over there. So it's bishops, 2 bishops against the rook, plus 3 pawns against 4. Okay, so let's grab a pawn. Yeah, so he's attacking my bishop. I have to step aside. And I can defend it with my king. It doesn't have any squares to go to at the moment. But he can't really, yeah, he can try that, of course, but it doesn't really help. So I can attack his rook here. He's attacking this pawn, but I just buy myself enough time to defend there. And I'm in good shape now. Got my bishop out of trouble. It was in an awkward spot there. Now I'll bring the other bishop out with check and start checking with this guy. I started dealing with that right away. Okay. Let's see where he's going, though. So I have this check here. And no, it doesn't threaten mate. Too bad. Okay. Let's just step back out of the way. Kind of threatening a check here, I guess. But his king can always come to this square. The king has the G5 square to come to. And he goes there right away. Okay, so let's, what should I do with this bishop? Maybe they're attacking, attacking a pawn, or pinning a pawn. So he goes there. Wonder what his idea is. Let's grab this pawn. And then we will escape with the king. I see. If I go here, he can skewer bishop. Now there's a check with the bishop, so let's do that soon. king goes there. Okay, so let's deliver that check. And that check. Okay, and let's pose rooks here. I want to bring this rook down here so that my king can get out of the way of the pawn, and then I can just push it forward. So some careful maneuvering should work here. I can defend the rook here. And he takes. And now with the two bishops here, I should be able to just run that pawn through. It is the right corner for the pawn, so. But it's simplest to win this way, isn't it? Okay, he resigned. That was the simplest way to win. Anyway, I'm glad I refuted that unsound attack, even though I did let him get more out of it than he deserved. Anyway, interesting game. I will upload this and do a post-mortem. See you guys later. Bye.